Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Matt here, back with another vid. This weekend we got Shakur, Stevenson, and Oscar Valdez coming up at whatever you want to call it, junior lightweight, super featherweight, like whatever you want to call it. It's 130 pounds, going down this Saturday. Very interesting fight. From what I've been hearing, there are a lot of like mixed opinions about what we're thinking is going to happen in this fight. But I'm going to tell you guys like my breakdown, what I think is going to happen, and I feel like my breakdown is similar to everybody else's, but there's some key points that I want to touch on specifically. So going into this fight, the narrative is that Shakur is going to outbox Valdez, or Valdez will land a big shot. And it seems like a lot of people are very confident in, they could be biased, but like talking about how Valdez could land a big shot and hurt Shakur, which is very possible, I think. In this particular matchup, I just have to go with the boxer. Whenever it's a matchup between a boxer and a big puncher, I'm always going to take the boxer. 9 out of 10 times, unless it's like Deontay Wilder, but that's different, Heavyweights, they're not a lot of like fighters that are good at moving laterally. Tyson Fury, even he as the champion of the world, he moves a lot like his upper body, but like laterally, moving around the ring. There's nobody like Shakur right now. Shakur is like the skill set's going to be difficult for Oscar to deal with, in my opinion. I think Oscar has to kind of go in there with that dog mentality, kind of like what Maidana did to Floyd in both those fights, but he has to make sure that he's even better than that, because obviously we know Maidana wasn't successful, but those made for good fights, close fights. At least Maidana can say he literally did every trick in the book to try to beat Floyd. Even though it was like he got dirty, but I think cut off the ring well, not let Shakur move whenever he wants to. Oscar's gonna have to find the distance. It's really even harder said than done, especially with a guy like Shakur, who his footwork's good. He's precise, his timing like impeccable. So I just don't know. I like Oscar. I'm a big Oscar Valdez fan. It's just this is just one of those matches where I can't pick Oscar for this fight. Even though as a boxing fan, there's a difference between a fan perspective and then your actual like your conscious and rational opinion. My rational opinion, like boxing wise, there's no way Oscar wins this fight unless he lands something big and hurts Shakur. But it's hard for me to see that happening. It's just like a big gamble, and if I had to put money on it, I'd go with Shakur. I think he's just gonna pop shot him, move around the ring. Oscar's not gonna be able to stop him. Oscar has that big left hook that like he likes to come out under and over with the top, land it, but it's I feel like his IQ is too high for that to happen. It's not like when he fought Burchell. Burchell was chasing him, so that hook was bound to land. He was throwing it all night. It landed. It hurted him early in the fight, and then it was eventually the punch that ended the fight. But we saw Burchell walking in wide, close, like just trying to chase him to land something. He knew that he was desperate at that point, and then that's how the fight ended. But Shakur's too smart. I don't think it'll get to the point where he'll have to do that. I think he's gonna win the early rounds. Oscar's gonna have to figure something out. But the way I see it playing it out is just I think he's just gonna dominate him. He's gonna make Oscar look silly and frustrated. I just don't even know what game plan that Eddie Reynoso can, unless he can pull the rabbit out of the hat, and I don't know out. How can he win rounds against Shakur? He can use his own. He's not like a big counter puncher. It's hard because Shakur's just he's too slick. It's like trying to catch a chicken, like a guy running around all the time. It's maybe not what the fans want to see in terms of the action. You guys might want to see a slugfest, Mexican style, the way Oscar Valdez fights are, with the Conceição fight. I don't think it was a fair. It's not a fair or accurate judgment or representation of how Oscar Valdez is as a boxer or fighter. I think he was going through a lot emotionally with, testing positive for whatever the heck it was. Timothy Bradley talked about it. He hoped that he got knocked out, but he still came up with the win. I thought that Valdez did win the fight, but I think it was pretty close. But they gave it to him. So this is a chance for Oscar Valdez to make a big statement at 130, man. It's also a question of like how much credit do we give him for that Burchell win? Did he really like beat a big champion, or was Burchell kind of just on the tail end and he Valdez just solidified that? And then what was it? Just this past weekend or the week before that? I think you guys might have seen the Burchell fight. He didn't look good there either. Got his mouthpiece knocked down, got stopped. So we'll see. My final prediction is Oscar is going to go in there. He's going to be chasing him the whole night. Shakur is going to pick him apart and still put a beating on him. But, like, not to say that he's going to be on his bicycle, but, like, he's going to be moving around a lot, pop-shotting. Outboxing him maybe 7 rounds to 5. I wouldn't be surprised if he dominates. I'm just giving Oscar the benefit of the doubt, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see him winning rounds, and I don't see him landing that money punch, but who knows? It's boxing. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's far from impossible. If anyone could do it, it's Oscar. He has a lot of power. He's shown his grit in the past, and he has lots to prove right now, especially with everybody. They did the interview with him, calling him a cheater, all that. This is his time for redemption, so I'm sure he's more determined than ever to get his hand raised against Shakur, but it's a tall task for sure. I just have to go with Shakur by unanimous decision. I still think it's going to be an interesting fight, but if you're a boxing fan that only likes slugfest and brawls, this might not be the fight for you, but if Oscar can make it that kind of fight, then you'll get it. But if things go the way that I think they're going to go, Shakur is going to control the action, and it might be a boring fight just from the perspective of a fan who wants to see a brawl. And Shakur is going to make it that way. That's just goes hand in hand with ring generalship and controlling, gauging distance properly and accurately. I think Oscar Valdez is in for a long night, man. But I'm still very much, nonetheless, excited for this fight. I'll definitely tune in. Can't wait. I bet you guys can either. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this fight. Put your predictions down below, and then you can look at them after and see who is right. I could be wrong. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe if you're new. And you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Once again, thank you guys for watching, and peace.